I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Welcome back to another episode of Remember the Great Sports. This is part 2 of my card show pickup video. And the reason I cut this into 2 parts is this is actually a 5,000 count box of cards. But realistically, there's probably only about 4,000 in here. So you ask me, what is the significance of this box? So if you didn't see part 1 of this video, I'm going to kind of repeat what I said in the first video. And that is this, if you take first glance at, is nothing special. So what is so special about common run-of-the-mill cards from the early 2000s, you ask? Well, I answer that question with this, as you can see, is just a regular Orlando Hernandez card. But on the back is actually a 35mm camera still, or shot, negative, whatever you want to call it. And it is the actual photo negative used on the card. So if you see the picture, I have it reversed there. That is the image that is on the card. These cards were purchased at auction when the Fleer Corporation had a liquidation sale and basically closed down before they sold the rights to Fleer to Upper Deck. If many of you don't know, Fleer was bought out by Upper Deck in, I want to say, 2007 or 6, somewhere in that neighborhood, for a very sparse amount. I mean, I want to say it was only a couple million. Maybe I'm off on that. Maybe somebody can correct me. But basically, Fleer had gotten into bankruptcy and financial issues, and Upper Deck bought their stock on pennies for the dollar, and all of their names and rights went to the Upper Deck company, and that's where they exist today. So these slides are actually a part of history, meaning this is not even how picture images are taken anymore. As many of you know who are on YouTube, everything's digitalized. So these historic pieces are now called archaic dinosaurs, whatever you want to call it, but this is how pictures went to the camera to your baseball card. So, with that said, this entire box is filled with these proof cards, meaning these slides. The cards are commons. I mean, there's nothing special about them. But this is the actual image used on the trading card. I'm not going to go through this entire box. That would take forever. I actually have only gotten through these 2 rows myself. And one of the things I do want to point out, I'm going to have a seat here while we do this, is this is kind of a work in progress, to be honest with you. I found a lot of slides that did not have cards. So I have been going through, and there's Sean Green, for example, but I've been going through and trying to match up the cards with the names and the images. Like there's a Fred McGriff, for example, and you can see the image of that's used on the card, but I have yet to come across that card. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe somebody already bought it, you just don't know. So this is a stack of just, that's Nick Johnson, of just the 35mm slide, where the rest of them have the card corresponding with the slide. So this was a box that had been passed around by multiple vendors at this card show. One guy bought it, another guy sold it, another guy bought it, etc. I'm guessing this is probably about the third or fourth hands that these have gone through. Now, these started out being sold for a couple bucks a piece, whatever. The guy that I bought these from, okay, I'm going to tell you what I paid for this entire box, okay? Wanted 3 for $1 on the cards. So 3 for $1. So I started leafing through them, you know, seeing if there was anything 3 for $1 that I wanted. I found a Will Clark slide, and of course I can't find it at the moment. It's somewhere in this box, but I found the Will Clark slide by itself. And being I'm a Will Clark fan, I'm like, I gotta have that one. I have yet to relocate it yet, but I got 3 rows to go through. And I started looking through it, and basically the guy said, "What, do you want them all?" I said, "Well, not really." But if the price is right for all of them, I may consider it. He said, if you took them all off my hands right now, I'll sell them to you for $60 for the whole box. I kind of hemmed and hawed and said, nah, nah, I don't really want these. I mean, this is like such a unique item that I don't even know if these are worth anything. I mean, these may not even be worth the slides that they're printed on. I mean, the cardboard's not worth anything. So, is the slide worth anything? I don't know. Maybe to the right collector, they are. So I gave him my little speech saying, you know, I'm really just kind of looking for Will Clark. You know, maybe Vladimir Guerrero if you got that in there. Basically, from what I gathered, these have been gone through so many times that the major stars, like the Mike Piazzas, the Chipper Jones, the Barry Bonds, the, you know, Sammy Sosa if he was still playing, you know, the guys that were the truly legitimate top 10, 15 players in baseball, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, etc., they're gone. They're long gone. All that's left really are the semi-stars, the Javi Lopez's, the Jason Kendall type players, Boomer Wells, I mean David Wells, which that's a beautiful card, by the way. And there's the slide. That's a beautiful, I really like these white Fleer Legacy cards. They're really neat. Vinny Castilla. I mean, these are good ball players, but they're not collectible. Now, with that being said, I live in Missouri, so there weren't a lot of Royals or Cardinals in here. I think somebody's gone through and taken all the Royals and the Cardinals out. So the Jim Edmonds, the Scott Rowlands, the Cardinals of that era. You know, obviously there's no Albert Pujols, but you know, the guys that were on the Cardinals, David Eckstein, you know, guys of that ilk, I haven't found one Cardinal in here. A few Royals here and there, you know, guys like Mike Sweeney, Angel Baroa, stuff like that have been in here. But nothing that blows your mind. So I'm just going to show a few that I pulled out. Like I said, I only went through these 2 rows. And just some notable guys that I thought were cool. I already kind of showed you these already. But there is another David Wells as a Blue Jay. And it's got the slide in there. And this one, for the Reds and the Yankees fans, you'll really enjoy. I'm going to pull the slide out. There's an Aaron Boone. And you can see the image side by side. So Aaron Boone. And for the current Phillies fans, I'm not sure. No, it's not a rookie. It's close. It might be a rookie. I'm not sure. But a Gabe Kapler. And on this case, it's actually hard to see. It's the image on the back for this one. So there's the close-up of that image that's used on the back of the card. So every card, in theory, should have two slides if there's a front and a back image. Now there are some cards that just have one image on the front, and that would be the only image there. So Aaron Boone, I found this one was a unique one, and that is the rookie himself, Jim Morris, on his rookie card. And this is the gentleman that the movie is based off of, The Rookie, the Disney movie. Very good baseball movie, very good story, played by Dennis Quaid. But that is the photo slide of that image used on the front of the card for Jim Morris. So, as you can see, this is the ilk of guys that are in here. I would say the majority of these are commons. The best ones are semi-stars. You know, I found this card by its lonesome in there, a CC Sabathia, but I couldn't find the slide, so I may come across it, and that's why I have it pulled to the side there. But, you know, I will tell you what I paid for all this. This box, I would say roughly has 3,500 to 4,000 cards in it, roughly. And that's a good estimate. I'm not going to sit down and count them all. I offered the guy 40 bucks and he took it. He wanted 60. I got him down to 40. Now, if you do my math with me, okay? This is just basic math. Very simple. If there are 4,000 of these in here. Now, again, are these worthless cards? Yeah, pretty much. But there's a no card one. But if you're a Jeremy Burnitz fan, this is a one-of-a-kind item. This is something that you never will ever have the chance to get ever again. These pictures do not exist anywhere else except for maybe the original owner of these pictures. These came directly from Fleer before they went out of business, or I guess when they went out of business. So, what am I going to do with all these? I don't know. So, here's what I'm going to say to my YouTubers that are my friends, that are my subscribers. If you have a specific team that you like to collect, let me know. I can tell you some of the names that are in here. I mean, here's Jared Washburn if you like the Angels. You know, here's a, you know, Expo, Roberto Hernandez, Tampa Bay, Oakland. I mean, I'm not really looking to go through and individually, you know, trade, sell, whatever you want to call it with these. But if you like the Twins, there's Matt Lutton. There's actually both of them there. The front and the back slide are there. So if you're a Twins fan and you're dying to have a Matt Lawton, you know, I have it. So there's another Matt Lawton. You know, Kevin Brown, you know, as a Dodger. You know, Kevin Brown was a great, you know, pitcher for a long time. So with the exception of the Cardinals, I want to say the Cubs, there's not a lot of them in here either. And the Royals, I probably have the team you're looking for. There's a Cub there, Cole Liniak. Not much of a Cub though. Briefly played for him. There's a O. Henry, Chicago Cubs. So I do have a few Cubs in here. But there's a lot of prospect guys like Ruben Mateo, you know, guys that just weren't too impactful. You know, Adam Melhouse with the Rockies. There's a lot of guys of that ilk that are in here. I mean, you're running a mill commons basically. So I don't know what else to say, but this was one of those deals that I would probably regret if I didn't make it. This is one of those deals that I feel was too good of a deal to pass up. you know, my wife, of course, was not happy that I was walking out of the card show with a 5,000 count box, but I told her, I said, dear, there's nothing but growth potential with these slides. There's nothing but growth potential there. The crazy part about this, if I asked you for a quarter a piece on these, I would double what I paid for them. Mike Hampton, Greg Vaughn, Mike Hampton again, Jeremy Burnitz, Freddie Garcia, Junior Spivey, there's another Cub, John Lieber, Mike Cameron, Scott Erickson, Henry Rodriguez again. So, let me know what you guys think. You guys know that I love finding, there's the other half of that Gabe Kapler card. I know I just showed that to you, but I'm assuming, yep, that is the front of the Gabe Kapler. So there's the front image of the Gabe Kapler that I just showed you at the start of the video. So I have them both. So if you're a mega Phillies fan, this might be something you're interested in. Now with that said, I'm always open for trading. I'm always looking for, you know, to work out a deal with people. But, you know, this, you know, I occasionally do some trivia contests. If I have a baseball derivative trivia contest, I may come back to you and say, tell me what your favorite team is, minus the Cardinals and Royals. And if you like the Phillies, I may send you one of these as a prize for nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, again, at that cheap of a deal, I gave the guy 220s and I carried him out to my car and I drove home. So, in closing, what do you guys think? Good or bad deal? I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed showing these to you. I went on the internet a little bit to try to do some research and I came up with a dead end. The only thing that I could find were the cards that had these slides printed, that were printed together with the slide, and I'll show an image of those right here so you guys know what I'm talking about. But as you can see, those are almost the identical slides, you know, that came out in the football set or whatever, that were used as pieces of cards. So my guess is maybe these were intended to eventually be insert cards of some sort, you know, like the one that I just showed there. And when they went into bankruptcy and had to sell, that's what happened to the stock. They held on to them and they never got to use them. So now I have the pleasure of having them. So thank you very much for watching. This was one heck of a fun find. At $40, I just could not pass this up, because this would be one of those that would eat away at me for a long time if I didn't at least try to take these home. And like I said, the guy gave me such a fair deal on them. I said, you know, I'm going to put these on YouTube. I'm going to see if anybody else has ever seen these before and see if I can get a little more information. And I will say this right now, if you guys can give me some valuable information on these, I will hook you up. You tell me your favorite team, I will send you some out of this box at random. Just if you can point me in the direction of somebody that knows about these things. You know, if you know somebody that used to work at Fleer, you know somebody that used to work, you know, the photographer himself by chance, you know, hopefully the photographer doesn't say, give them all back to me, you can't have those. Well, I'll say for 40 bucks you can have them all. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing your comments. If you got any info, please let me know. Thank you very much. And stay tuned for future card show pickup videos.